guidance in a world of uncertainty. Within our universe, a mighty star shines bright over us and reflects itself to enlighten our darkness. It is from that star that our very molecules are born, boundless and bright. That mighty star commands a universe of stars that bear witness to our history and are attached to our ideas of the future. In these stars, we find our beginnings. In these stars, we learn of our endings.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special edition of In the Stars with Dwayne and Stacy the Black Feather Intuitive. We also have Faithful Love in the house.
Everybody.
So nice to have you. We are so excited to do, or at least I am. I'm always excited to do different collaborations. And when
I am too, and I'm a Sagittarius in between two Virgos. It's a Sag Virgo sandwich.
Okay, man. I like that.
I love my Sages, so that's always good. And it's always fun to have a fellow Virgo in the house because, like, you get me. I see you and you see me, and we like that.
I like it. I love it. I love it. Yes. Thank you guys for having me. This will be my first collab on something like this. I've been trying to get collabs with other people for the longest, and I am honored to be here. So thank you guys.
You're welcome. Everybody else in this world is selfish and disgusting, but not us. We love people and we love to share.
Well, Dwayne, we all know you love to share.
Uh-uh.
Hey,
Well, I'm
everybody,
excited.
how y'all doing?
Yes,
So it begins. And so it begins, girl. So it
yeah.
begins.
Last month,
Okay.
when Stacy had to wing it, Dwayne was on his deathbed.
Yeah.
So he literally sounded, Stacy, I'm telling you, he sounded like he was about to die.
I
Uh,
thought I had to cry.
so he was not able to do it. So me and Stacy, Dwayne, I tried to fill your shoes, and honestly, I couldn't do it.
Well, I
No,
do
Wow.
wear a size 13, so
Same here. So we went over July. We know we're going into July now, and I'm going to leave it up to you guys. I like when you guys catch up in the beginning. It gives people time to come in and ask for their guidance horoscope, or as I will be telling them in the chat, answering those love questions. Because I was telling September when we used to do the Mystify the Divine, and people would put in the chat, "Can you ask Stacy if Kevin hasn't responded to my text or call in 4 months? Do I have a chance?" And I'm like, "No, girl, I don't need to ask that question. I can tell you that, and I'm not an intuitive. No, you don't have a
Wow.
chance."
yeah, there's no hope.
So
oh, you guys are cruel. You guys are cruel.
that's not cool.
Yes.
If I've ignored you for
Definitely.
4 months, chances are I'm not talking to you anymore.
I mean, after a couple of weeks, you have to decide, I have to move on.
Yes,
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, yes.
it's like, girl, the only person that doesn't know we're broke up is you.
It's you.
Mhm.
I say after a few days, like if even if it's giving you days, like I'm like you have to like start doing what you need to do by now,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you gotta question me and ask me this, don't be mad at what I have to say because I might, give you truth.
To the left, to the left.
Yes, and then we definitely ask the questions first. So did you get into a fight or like what happened or something? Like did something happen? Like what happened? Like to kind of like get the energy going, to like to see what really happened, and then they will spill the beans,
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
and it
It's
goes.
true. Well,
Well,
I'm so happy to have you on here to do love readings and things of that nature. It's not that I can't tune in and give people that type of guidance. I do that for clients on a regular basis, but it's not my specialty. So I love it when someone is showing up and they're living in their zone of genius. So I'm excited about that to see you in your
Oh
zone of
yes.
genius.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm excited.
well, the
Now,
first question we always have to ask when we jump back in is, are we in any retrogrades? Because my technologies has been going haywire, but then I realize it's because I didn't pay my bill. But other than that, are we dealing with any retrogrades right now?
Dwayne, I know we're in a few of them. I know there's I think the only thing not in retrograde is Pluto, right?
Well, Pluto's until October 11th. It started May 2nd.
Oh, so we are actually in Pluto retrograde again.
We're
Okay.
in Pluto. We're in Saturn until November, or June 30th starts Saturn retrograde, which is what, 2 days or something from now, a couple days from now.
Yeah.
That has to do with authority, responsibility, boundaries, that kind of stuff. Neptune starts July 22nd, goes till December. Um, but not right now in retrograde, but coming is Uranus and Mercury. That's August 5th, or August 29th, Uranus, and Mercury is August 5th. So we're always in retrograde somewhere.
Is
Oh,
Mercury
that
the
is,
one that messes with technology? Which one is the one that messes with?
Mercury is August 5th, and it's in shadow phase right now. So mid to late July, it's in shadow phase, and then it goes into, that's where you get the technological stuff.
So that's probably what you're feeling, Keone, aside from the bill paying.
Yeah, well, he's wondering why his dildo won't start.
yeah, it's like miscommunication. So it's just like a delay. It's not you. It's so that's
Right.
exactly what it is. It'll
Exactly.
pick
Not one
up.
of those
It'll pick
battery
up. That's
operated
what,
ones.
I am so glad that Stacy and Faithful in Love were talking and no one heard that joke. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Damn it, Dwayne.
Hey, what can I say?
All right, Dwayne, let's get this party started. So I think I've shared this before on this show, and I am an earth sign. I'm a Virgo, but I have so many air signs in my chart that I'm basically an air sign. So I definitely identify as a Libra. I'm a Libra rising, Gemini moon, and then Virgo sun. Whenever I go into a water season or a water month, it's like I lose, it's not like I lose control. It's more that I like lose my ability to like function and speak clearly. And it's like, it's not like I'm trying to solve heart problems with my head, but it's like the heart problems are just like in my freaking face. And it's like I'm more tender and I'm more emotional and I cry about shit so much easier. And we are in Cancer right now, and I am really concerned. So, what the fark is coming up for this month? Because I need to prepare and decide how much I want to go out in the world and what I want to talk about when I'm out in the world so that I don't like break forth into tears. Because that's what happens when I'm in a water sign month and I'm not that person. So it freaks me right the fark out because I hate crying in public.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's the water sign thing, right? Emotions and feeling and understanding inward things like that. And then the Virgo, I mean, efficiency right now. We've got Venus is coming into your sign, Virgo, and so it's really making you horny. And so that I would start to work with. You want to, because also right now you might be having a hard time making decisions. Like you don't know if you want to be a schoolgirl or a feminist icon. But the key is that you can be both. So if you want to meet somebody and he likes to be like the controller, and you're like, "What? But I'm a feminist." Just let it happen for an hour or two, maybe 20 minutes. I don't know who this guy is and how long he lasts, but and then the next night you can do something different. So for Virgos, all the earth signs, all you have to do is accept that things are going to change a little emotionally, but that base is always there. That earthness of you is always there. All the stuff you set up before the emotions came are there. And to try new things. Don't get stuck on one thing or the other. With all your air signs, it's hard to make a decision. So choose them all. Choose everything.
Yeah, well, I'm running into that. I think that's why I'm under the weather today because like I've just been so in like creative flow and then also with clients and then also with friends and then also with dramas and also with the animals and it's like and I'm great at multitasking and this week my body is like fuck multitasking. Like
Well, you
can't
know what? I don't know.
relax. Yes.
Well, you know what? Something physical that you can do to help yourself, because what you need is grounding, especially right now, is to just take your shoes off and walk outside for a little while and ground yourself with the earth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let it go. Let it go. Just let it go. Let it flow. Like, yes, because with you having air and you said Libra and Gemini, you guys
Yes.
are like the zodiac of the thinkers. So you're probably thinking of a million things and trying to be. And then you got Virgo. Like, oh, you really have it bad. I feel
Yeah.
so
I
sorry for you
do.
because
Because Virgo is I analyze, and then the Libra, like Gemini, is the communicator and always open,
yes.
right? And then the Libra is the air sign. So I'm constantly in the space of trying to decide which thought is the
Mhm.
one that I need to focus on the best,
Yeah.
and how is it going to affect
Yeah.
everyone else in my life, and should I do it or shouldn't I? It's insane.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm a
Yeah.
Cancer moon. I'm a Cancer moon, so I get the whole emotional thing as well. Like me, I'm like at a stage to where I'm like asking a lot of questions. I feel like in my emotional state to where I like not. I feel like it's more of a I've been in the learning stage and now I'm in the stage of asking more questions. Like when it comes to anything that's involving love, like it said ask more questions, ask more questions, ask more questions. Like and don't get done stupid. Like think for real. Like you need to be in control of your emotions versus not in control of it. So
Right.
that's the state that I'm in now. It's like more of a, you have to be in control of this. Do what you learn, do what you learn.
Yeah.
I so I
I
get it.
I just pulled this card for you for this month. This is the
The
Six of
6 of Cups.
Cups. So
Yes.
I think it's really interesting. And the way that I'm reading this for you for this month is it's really the harmony, balance, and alignment. It's the blending of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And I love how you were talking about like asking the questions. Let the questions that you ask lead the way because the answer, whatever answer comes up, it's kind of like the choose your own adventure. You don't have to know necessarily what the answer is going to be or what decision you're going to make. And I'm also hearing in my head, don't have the conversation in your head about what the answer is going to be before you ask the
Right.
question. Be present with what the answer is, and then all is well. Also, for you, I feel like it's a real letting go of the past. Like,
Oh yes, the
let,
past is definitely there. Like it's all about moving forward. Like I got my chariot card. I make my own cards too. So I got the chariot. So I got the Cancer card that I pulled for this whole conversation. This is determination, like being determined, having self control, like and just acknowledging everything that you learned from before, and like now it's time to like literally like put them in motion, like everything that
yeah,
I got the same thing, and it's definitely past energy that I'm dealing with. So I agree 100% on that. So
yeah.
yes, we are.
And it's like the past that's like the old past, like the
Mhm.
ancient past that is
Yeah.
revisiting for you. So I feel like for you, it's kind of like an acknowledgement of it and like, bye bye. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Like I'm just going to acknowledge you and then I'm moving on. Like I'm not even going to sit in you. I'm not even going to sit in the energy of you. I'm just acknowledging that you're there and then see you later. Wouldn't want to be ya.
Oh yes. Oh
Okay.
yes.
Period.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Should we pull a card for you for this month?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's see what is coming up for you. Oh, I got
There's a
two cards for
beautiful
you, actually.
apartment on its way to me.
You have Ace of Coins and the High Priestess. So feeling like this is actually going to be a really good month for you because I feel like you are connecting with like things that you've hidden from yourself and you're connecting with those things that you hidden from yourself and suddenly you're able to really connect when you connect you're really able to say okay, I'm ready to accept this now, I'm ready to sit in this now because it is the I'm ready for it to become something, I'm ready to make something of it. And this Ace of Coins I feel is really the magic for you. yes, it's planting seeds, but I feel like there's also a level of curiosity, and I want to say you're devoting something different to yourself that you have not paid any attention to in a really long time, if not ever, and it's going to
Mhm.
start this month for
It
you.
already has, because I realized I was looking to find a place of, an apartment, and I kept going real low. Like I kept going like, oh, I should just get a small place with this, just a one bedroom. And then I started to think, what the hell am I doing? Life is short. I can use more space. If I have more space, maybe I can make more money. Who knows? And then I started to live in that idea that, oh, I can afford a bigger place and a better blah, 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 blah. And now all these more opportunities are coming, and I'm seeing myself in them, and I'm like,
Mm.
that's why it's happening, because I started to believe that I can have more than I thought I could, you know?
Ah,
Dwayne's getting more space. Well, we know where the brothels are going to be now.
Wow.
that's
Yeah.
too.
I'm getting that it's already yours, Dwayne, whatever it is that you chose,
Hmm.
whatever, only because you're thinking more of what it is that you want. I'm getting that it's already yours. And I'm being told to tell you to take yourself out on a date. Since as she was saying, it's like you it's time for you to start spending a little bit more time with self. And what you're doing right now is definitely working on homeward bound. And as you're doing that, know that it's time to like really heal within you self. All right, take yourself out, like accomplishments that you're achieving, like even giving yourself the permission to choose that bigger apartment versus when at first you probably was like, no, I couldn't. But yes.
Oh, I love that.
It was four
Yes.
massages. I got the deluxe with four massages. And I had a Subway
Mm.
hoagie with a soda and dill pickle chips while I was doing. I mean,
Oh
it was
wow, I'm jealous.
Oh, beautiful.
Did
Well,
you say?
the
Oh my
it's
goodness.
reflexology too. So like when the feet are being worked on, even if it's kind of like a half-ass way, there's a lot of
Mhm.
releasing throughout the whole body
Oh
that
yeah,
occurs.
no. And this girl's amazing. And it's funny because as I was sitting there, it dawned on me my perfumes. So September, you don't know that I have a perfume company. I started when my mom died 3 years ago. And I've
Okay.
sold it in boutiques, things like that. So it dawned on me as I'm sitting there, like this is a place where people come who can, so I talked to this Vietnamese woman first in English, then I did it on ChatGPT, came up with a whole plan and changed it to Vietnamese. And she looked at it and she was like, yes, I want to sell your stuff in my store. So now I'm going to go there and do this presentation on Friday, and she's going to sell 10 different fragrances, and we're doing a signature fragrance and all this stuff. So all this stuff came out of me taking care of myself and thinking and believing in myself and betting on myself, basically.
Uh,
Yes, definitely be open to receive that because those are blessings that God is sending for you. So yes,
Absolutely. Yes. And I
congratulations
keep
on that.
saying, yeah, I keep saying because I was down, because I was sick and all this stuff, but I never lost my faith. I'm like, God always takes care of me. I never have to worry that something's going to go horribly wrong or I'm not going to have this or blah. God always takes care of me.
yeah.
Yes, yes,
And those
yes,
perfumes were first seen on Keone Productions.
That's right. That's
I
right.
yes.
pulled a judgment card for you on that, on the perfumes and things of that nature. And so judgment is the choices, it's the decisions that you're making. You're ready to step into that next new chapter of Dwayne. And you're getting a lot of support as a result of that. And in this card in particular, I feel like X marks the spot.
Mm.
So we have an X marks the spot and it's right at your heart.
Ooh, look at that. Well, see, that could also be my new drive-through sperm bank that I'm trying to open. We're gonna we're only gonna do deposits to start, but one day we may do withdrawals too.
Withdrawals.
Yeah, for lesbians.
Yeah, and then another card that came out for me for you, Dwayne, was "Hello from Heaven." So your mother is saying hello from heaven. I don't know where that came from, but I lost my mother too. It's been 11 years. So
Oh wow.
her date was June the 16th. So to start something like that in your mother's name, and to like really really like just in honor of that and how you're going to remember it. She wants to tell you that she wants you to open up for the blessings that she has for you.
Good.
So be
I'm
open
open.
to
I'm
receiving these
open and ready.
blessings.
Yeah. Yeah, I can
Okay.
see that, and I can feel her. My mom, when I started this company, she had just died. She'd had a stroke. She was in a bad place. She was in like a baby. And then as soon
Yeah.
as she passed away, I saw her in my mind as like a CEO with a beautiful haircut, great little suite behind the desk. And she's like, okay, now that I'm dead, I can finally do what I need to do. Let's start this company. And that's what happened. And now she's like running it from within my brain. It's weird. She's sitting there always at the desk, like, you better get them perfumes made. She's like, you're sitting
What
around
was,
doing
what
that.
was her
Why do you
name?
need some perfume? Rose.
Rose was her name.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a beautiful name.
That's
I
the
love
company
that.
is called Lavender Rose because that was her favorite color, lavender.
Lavender.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful story. Congratulations to you again.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's
You're
so
welcome.
exciting.
Yeah, so there's so much exciting stuff going on, and I think that's across the board for every sign right now. When you go into these water signs, as we were saying, as Stacy was saying, it can be emotional, it can be, these kinds of things. But just remember that it's also a time to start planning things because as we get into those sun signs, or the sun, the Leo, and
Mhm.
into the fall and all that, that's the time to really make things start happening that you've planned and got worked out. So even if you're a little emotional here and then try to focus on what, just like I was saying earlier, I was sick and dying for almost 3 weeks. And as I was sitting there feeling like complete crap, I just kept thinking, okay, when you're feeling good again, one, you better appreciate it, and two, you better work on stuff. Like, what are you going to do when you're feeling better? And I started saying, the perfume, the looking for an apartment, blah, blah, blah. And as soon as I felt better, I was like fire under my ass, and now everything's happening. So even when you're in the worst of times, you can be thinking ahead to, okay, when I feel better, I have to appreciate it, and I have to move forward with these things that I've been sitting on.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, yes, yes. I agree.
Can you tap in to the chart for everyone and let us know maybe like a highlight day and a low light day so that we know where we can really put that planning into practice and where there might be a day when we want to wait a little bit on the plan?
Yeah, well, the July 5th, which is coming up, is the full moon in Capricorn. And that is if you're thinking of starting a business or you're thinking of anything that has to do with numbers, figuring out how to make things work, processes, how to make people happy that work for you, how to make your partner happy because you're doing the things that they want you to do. All of that can start on July 5th. And that's a really good time. It's like, and it's also kind of a serious time, so it's not like really time to just drunk text your ex about your goals. Like you really want to write down what the goals are and be like serious about it, not just like flighty. And then July 9th, Mercury enters into Leo, so it's kind of like all about you and your what's going on with you. So that's another good moment. So between the 5th and the 9th, do this kind of like planning situation. And then when we get to the 21st, you got the new moon in Cancer. So that's kind of, the culmination or the apex of that emotional situation, that we've been going through. And then we start to move into that Leo kind of feeling of party time. Cried enough. It's time to party.
Right. Oh my God. No, that's fantastic. I love that. What's the best days for love since we have September on? What
For
are some of
love,
the days for love? Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm getting for love, you guys, I'm getting a lot of you guys revisiting older situations. And I'm also getting that these are, partnerships that you definitely need to prioritize. So I'm getting more of a prioritized type of energy for the collective when it comes to love. And then once you choose who you are going to be with, it's definitely going to be just like Cupid's arrow. So nothing's going to be able to stop what it is that's coming in for you. it is definitely more of a, an acceptance. Be open to receive, and don't forget what you just set your boundaries at. So I'm getting huge boundaries, huge non-negotiables that people need to definitely stick by when it comes to accepting new relationships. And if you're working on older relationships, think positive about it, because I see a lot of people revisiting past relationships and definitely trying to figure out what it is they're going to do. But I'm getting more foreclosure, and not like a closure that you need. I'm getting more foreclosure of, this is the last straw. We either going to move forward or we're not, like, is what I'm getting in love. Because I get a lot of people that's doing that. They are ready for faithfulness. They're ready for real love. They're ready for things to, of course, to start prospering when it comes to their love life. Like, they're ready for all of that. And I'm also getting making the first move for someone who's not making the first move. You are in the moment and you're thinking of, should I make the first move? Yes, you should make the first move. You should definitely reach out to that person, whoever it is that you're thinking about. Stop second guessing it and take action. And do not let this love go by, especially if you really care and love for that person.
Oh, someone needs to hear that. And I just
Oh yeah.
pulled the nine of coins around that too. So to piggyback off of what you just said, September, this makes so much sense as well, because it really is about gratitude. It's recognizing I've already done the work. I'm at that skill level, and I deserve to have that happiness. It's okay for me to take that leap and to make the first move with that individual, because I've got tons to offer. I've got tons of value and tons of work. And if that person, rejects me, that's on them. It's not about me. I don't have to take it personally. I need to show up and show who I am and what I've got to offer.
Are definitely lovable. Yes, for sure. Like, and then again, when it of course, remembering everyone deserves some energy. So discernment when it comes to these things, what you've learned is what's going to help you guys tremendously in your love life. And not forgetting how lovable you are, what you bring to the table. Please do not forget that.
Yeah.
You are lovable. People want you in the relationship. They do. Like, you're a huge asset for anyone who thinks that they're not. You are.
And you know what? We heard the doorbell. September, you don't know what that means, but that means somebody's wants to get a reading.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, she
Okay.
is on. Stacy, not you, Stacy. The lady's name is actually Stacy. On Instagram says, I love today. I didn't know you guys have moved to three. Yes, we've got three people now, Stacy. She said, can I get the trifecta? So what happens is, if someone's first, we always give them the ability to ask each person. But sometimes we have those days where we get bombarded and we have to say, you only get to ask one question. So this is the trifecta for all three. So Dwayne, her birthday is 8/9. Stacy, she would like a reading for. She's contemplating moving on to new employment. She has a huge break over the summer, but she's kind of stuck in a rut on. She's been with this company for 10 years and she feels like she's losing all the time she was with it, but she really thinks she needs to move on. And in September, her question for, hold on, I can't read that. Let me try to, I think it was a couple typos in
Why don't
there.
we get together and get some money together to get Keone some reading lessons?
It's not that. I'm trying not to call the lady out. There's some typos in here, you son of a bitch. All right. So, oh, yeah, this is definitely a question for September. I wouldn't answer this properly. My last four relationships have been terrible. And when they've dated the new person, it's been great for them. Is it me? All right, I'm just going to leave that one right there. I left out some stuff. So we'll start with Dwayne since I started with you. 8/9 is her birthday.
Okay, so she's a Leo, so she's, that question that she asked is right in line with Leo. Is it me? That's the Leo's favorite song is me, 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 me. But they usually know that too, and they usually it's not a bad thing. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. Leos tend to be very self-thoughtful and self-aware, and the other people, if they're having such a great time in the relationship, it's probably because you're hoping that they will somehow see something in you that they will then say to you, "Oh, I love this thing about you," or "Oh, you do this so well," or "Oh, you make me happy in this way." So that's the thing with Leo is, everybody kind of looks at it as a bad thing because they're like in a way selfish, but it's not being selfish. They just take care of themselves first. It's like when you're on an airplane, the pilot says, put the mask on you first and then your child, because if you put it on the child and you die, the child's alone and still can't help itself. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like take care of yourself first, and that's what I'm saying to you right now, especially Leo, especially in this time of water sign, summer coming up to your birthday. Take care of yourself. Worry about your own emotions. If someone else is not willing to be there, ready for you, or wanting to be dating or whatever, too bad. You got enough going on anyway. And then that will come as a result of your taking care of yourself and feeling good about yourself. And it probably will come around your birthday. Maybe not on your birthday, but maybe that month or soon after, because you're going to be feeling real good around the end of July, because we're going to get into that Leo. And Leo, this year, the things that are happening during Leo are going to make you extra happy. Things are going to be really good for you. So I say go for focusing on yourself, kind of like a self-mothering energy. Get yourself really to a good place for a couple weeks. And then if there's anybody on the outside that you're having relationships with or whatever, then check back in with them. Let them know you just need some time. If they can't handle it, then too bad. I'm a Leo, honey. I got plenty of people on my door and doorstep coming after me because I got energy and I look good and I got style and I'm fun and funny and ready to party. So there you go.
All right, Stacy.
All right. So, Stacy, I pulled a card for you. I haven't looked at it yet, but the word I keep getting in my head is judiciousness. And I feel like this month, I'm talking about the month, the card is going to be about your career question. But for the month, I feel like the word judiciousness is what you want to be kind of measuring everything with. And so what does that actually mean? It means like fairness, balance, like being more discerning, maybe being a little bit detached on an emotional level for that high level discernment and decision making. And then once you've done that high level, then you can bring the heart into the mix. But I feel like there's some judiciousness that needs to happen, especially in your decisions. And I'm feeling like now that we're transitioning into the work thing, especially in relationship to the decisions that you're making around your work situation, because there's someone that's not giving you all the guidance, all the information, all the things that you need. There's a piece that you have missing. And I feel like spirit is going to bring a little birdie beep 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 in your ear, chirping in your ear, and that's how you're going to get that missing piece. But if you're not judicious in your choices, if you're not once removed while you are going through the process of reviewing those decisions and kind of looking at all of the different factors, I feel like you're going to miss the boat. Like when that birdie comes in, if you act too quickly, if you act too rashly, or based on that emotional space right off the hop, you're going to regret it afterwards, because you're going to be like, oh my God, I have that missing piece and I would have done something differently had I had this information. So I also feel like you want to take a little bit of time in making the determination, making the decision. So, oh my God. So your card is also the Six of Cups. So we pulled this for September today. You're also getting the Six of Cups, and it is harmony, balance, and alignment when we're talking about that six energy. But I also feel like when we are talking about your work situation, you want to avoid making decisions that are connected to things that were in the past, because I'm hearing very clearly, Stacy, you've gone through a major phoenix, a major transformation, and there are aspects of you that you don't want to go back to. This is about, where am I moving forward into? Who am I becoming in this space? So the work situation I'm hearing is going to work itself out. You need to be really clear on what it is that you want and how you want to feel when you are moving into that space and that place. August is going to be a great month for you where something opens up and you now see a path clearly. But that opportunity doesn't show up unless you lay the foundation of what's happening this month. And I feel like it's leaving the past in the past, understanding that from a career perspective, it's time to do something new. You need that newness. You need that it's like the breath of fresh air. And that's what you've been seeking for yourself. And you've kind of been like, I get a little taste of it. I get like an amuse bouche from it, but I'm not getting the whole freaking entree, right? I want the whole enchilada. I want the whole hog. July, I feel, is opening you up to that energy. So prepare in July, and August is when you're going to hit the ground running with that. Keone, I forget what the question actually was. What can you just repeat it again? Because I want to make sure I answered everything.
Wasn't it, should I amuse my bouche?
The question's gone, but I'm recollecting it was she has a summer break. She wants to move on to a different job, but she doesn't want to feel like she's losing the tenure that she put into her current employment. So that's her fear.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
it's definitely moving on from that, and I feel like this is the time to take the risk because I don't feel like you're doing anything stupid or foolish, and I want to say ask for what it is that you need because you never know unless you ask. They may work something out. You might not get the whole thing, but you might get 3/4 of it, or you might get enough that allows you to move forward freely into the person you're choosing to become rather than staying stuck in the nostalgia of it or the fear of what am I losing. It's no, what am I gaining by moving forward. And I feel like this is the perfect time for you to be doing something. And I think Dwayne talked about that too, that this is that launching off point, energetically for all of us, astrologically. So yeah, that's what I got for you, Stacey. Hopefully that makes some sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now we're doing the love, and she wants to know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is she the issue? Um, I don't want to say you're totally the issue, but I did get, you do have a little bit of clouded judgment here. Like you are definitely in a mind of illusion and maybe a little bit unbalanced, and maybe destroyed it when it comes to your love life. And that's only because you are kind of like unbalanced when it comes to choosing the past and choosing what's coming in for you right now. So what I'm also getting and what I have is cut down, cut it out, cut whatever it is that's holding you back, which is the past. All right. So you need to stop um the pattern that you've been going through when it comes to your love life. Whoever this person is that you're giving the silent treatment, that situation needs to be cut out and cut away. Okay. And that's where all of the illusion is coming from. A little bit more shadow work for you, working on your inner child. Okay. Because you and the other person are kind of like mirroring each other. But you need to focus more on self-reflection, or more of introspection of who you are and what you are, what you want as far as like in love. And then I also got the Cupid's arrow. I got the Cupid's arrow. Spirit is wanting you to make sure you have faith. Have faith in what it is that he has placed in front of you when it comes to love. Love is here. Love has come in for you. You've done the healing work, okay? Like you've done the healing work of a heartbreak, okay? Now it's time to get rid of the toxicity and the addictions and of course, maybe abusive relationships that you could have been in, okay? And I pray to God that you are not in one now. And if you are, please get help with that. And I pray that none of that is going on. You do have a huge commitment that's coming towards you. All right. And I feel like in your love life, you are really blessed. Okay. This person that you have now is really blessed to have you. Okay. And they want you to know that they feel like they are blessed beyond measure. And They want you, they want to achieve more goals with you. So I really feel like you are on a great track. You just need to get rid of the clouded judgments, the negative thinking, and moving forward.
Okay, guys, I kept her questions on Instagram because she didn't want me to pull them up on the screen. She has responded to all three of you. She said,
Okay.
Dwayne, that was right on the head for me. Stacy, I have clarity in what I want to do going forward. And in September, she said, you're right on too, because all three of my exes use the exact word that I am delusional when we get into an argument.
Mm.
And the
Yeah,
person
it could be definitely,
and the
you know,
person
it's a lot
that
of disappointment there.
and
Like,
the person that
yes.
I'm currently dating called me delusional, and none of these guys know each other. So there you go.
Wow. Hmm. Yeah.
I wonder
Just
how
got
much Pisces Stacy has in the chart, because that the Piscean energy is the illusion of things, and if
Mhm.
that's a theme, a pattern that's coming up, it may be connected to where Pisces falls in your chart. I mean, Dwayne, you can speak to that better
Well, I
than
was
I.
going to say maybe Stacy needs to do her chart, and now you can do that online anywhere. You can even go to ChatGPT, put in your time, location, and date of birth, and you'll get all of your chart and an explanation. You'll see, maybe you will see that you have a lot of water in your chart. I do. I'm a Sagittarius with Capricorn rising, but I have a lot of Scorpio. I have a lot of Pisces, so I end up having a lot of water sign stuff happening a lot. You know.
Yeah,
So
I
maybe
have
she
water.
should.
I have a lot of water as well. I'm Scorpio rising, Cancer moon, Virgo
Mm.
sun,
Oh, you don't want to
Virgo.
mess with September. she will
As we're like,
she will
oh,
figure out what you did to her and why. She will know when you're lying. She will plot the revenge.
Yes. Oh my goodness. And you just brought that up today. Oh my goodness. I just called somebody out on their lying today.
Hold on. Wait, Dwayne, run through all four of those again.
Yeah, well, she will find out. She will know that you messed with her. She will find out exactly what you did and why, because she will know if you're lying or not. She will plot her revenge, and then she will execute that revenge.
don't fuck
But
with
more in a more polite way because
Yeah,
I'm still
she'll be
soft
nice
and
about
hard.
it.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
she'll be like, "Oh, bless your heart."
oh,
Yeah,
but yeah.
you're right. There are polite ways to poison someone, so I get it. I get that.
Hanging off
ways
her
to
bridge.
poison someone.
Wow.
September.
You don't have to tell the girl to get out of the way when the bus is coming and she don't see it.
Yeah, well,
You the first.
September's
That's
like,
not
I knew
your
she was blind.
responsibility.
So in September's like, I knew she was blind, but she messed with me.
Mhm.
Uh,
I didn't see the
September.
bus till it was too late.
Dwayne actually, like, people think we tell this as a joke, but Dwayne actually does astrology as well. So explain to September
Well,
what
so astrology
astrology is.
is
Oh,
where look at
September
your
just.
ass and tell your
No, no,
future.
no, no. Stacy, I've seen him
Okay.
do this before. It's real.
Oh
Yeah, I
Okay.
wow.
just did it at a show the other night. It
I'm
was
gonna need.
great.
I'm gonna need you to do mine. Woo.
Hold on, he's gonna tell you what
I
it
need.
is first.
He's probably reading it right now as we speak.
Well, we
Yeah,
can't see it. So, oh wow, the way he froze is iconic. But go ahead, explain to her what astrology is.
I already did. I just look at your ask and tell your future, and it's amazing. It's really gone far. You know, I've really read some amazing asses.
Okay. So
I
it's me
tried
needing
to
to ask
prepare
you.
you, September, but they all talked over me. See, so I'm sorry. I'm with you.
Oh,
I
oh
just
my
I
God.
just did a show the other night, and I did astrology to this guy. It was his birthday, and it was great.
Actually, get them to stand on stage, and you look at their ass, and you make
It's
them do.
always straight men because the wife wants me. You know, they're always like, it's him. So I'll be like, okay, sir, please stand up and turn around and touch your toes, and then they do. And I take a good look at their ass, and then I have them sit down, and then I tell them exactly what their future is.
Whatever the future is, yes. Wow, that's interesting.
Oh my God, that If I was
You'll be blown away by my ass if I stand up and
Oh, dear God.
take up the whole screen. So.
I'll
Oh,
be like,
dear
to be continued.
I can't, Stacy. Oh, Stacy, remember when we were professionals?
yeah, way back when.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was a little more calmer, huh? It was
No, that was just really just me and Stacy, and then we added people, and then it went downhill from there. Um,
Oh,
so it's sometimes we get bombarded, and sometimes we don't. A lot of people watch after the fact, so sometimes I'll get questions to ask afterwards. But everybody knows when we do get bombarded, they know, you chip in, you get your questions answered first. But let's go around real quick because now we have, with all this collaboration, we have people from different places. Stacy's channel is now up to 31,000 subscribers. Everybody, congratulations, Stacy. Good job.
congratulations.
I am dragging behind, crossing 17,000 today.
oh,
And
congratulations.
I'm
That's great.
getting there. Mhm. But we want you to tell people the alternative ways to also find you guys and be able to be provided with your services. Starting with you, Stacy.
All right. So I'm Stacy the Black Feather Intuitive. You can find me on my website, theblackfeatherintuitive.com. I'm actually in the process of a very long overdue website update. So we should be launching in July or August. Fingers crossed, all things going well, according to that. Also, I'm on YouTube. My main focus is YouTube, and I've been releasing a lot of transformational tarot readings based on your astrology sign. I've got my Black Feather Couture Divining a VIP Life series where I do a bunch of different segments, including my favorite one, which is Day Drinking and Tarot. We release that every
What?
Wednesday. You can, oh, yes, it's so
I
fun.
thought your favorite
So
segment was
fun.
Mythbusters and Am I Psychic? Because I'm on those two segments.
Well, I love those too, but no, I'm just gonna keep it real. Day
Okay.
drinking and tarot is like my passions all combined into one. So that's gonna be number one, and all of our stuff is number two. How about that?
Okay, fine. Pick the drunk over me. That's fine. All right. Go ahead. Keep going.
So I'm releasing all sorts of stuff. I do new moon music, YouTube, so you can find me on there. And then Blue Sky, I do a lot of work on Blue Sky as well. Dailies, shorts, videos, all sorts of things. So come book a session. Let's have some fun.
All right, Dwayne.
Well, you can see me live doing comedy at Peddler's Village near Philadelphia if you're in the area. I'm also available on Facebook and Instagram. If you want readings, I do the readings too. And even though they're funny sometimes and irreverent, they are truly astrological readings. And then, of course, my astrological readings. Just send me a picture of your ass and I'll tell your future. And or you can send me your grinder profile, whatever it is you want, and I'll read it. And that's pretty much it. Just look for my name, Dwayne Dunleavy. I'm everywhere that you want to be.
All right, I guess we're going to just leave out your OnlyFans. Let's go to Faithful Love.
Hello, everybody. So, you can definitely find me on YouTube. I only usually scale on two platforms, which is my Our Faithful Love LLC Spiritual Healing here on YouTube. And then you can definitely catch me doing live readings all the time, along with poetry on my Faithful Love 11 on TikTok.
All right.
And I have a Instagram, but that's more of my acting stuff. So I am an actress and a model, and I usually do post my stuff in new movies and stuff like that. That will be on Instagram underneath September_Ramsey on Instagram.
And it's so funny, Dwayne. I see September all the time. She's from Cleveland, Ohio, right?
Yeah,
Or yeah,
Oh my
she's
God.
from.
I'm
She's
from Ohio.
from. Wait, hold on. She's from and lives in Cleveland, Ohio, and I don't know how she's Southern country as hell. I don't
I
know how.
know. I thought she was from North Carolina. I was like, she's gonna go eat some biscuits after this and some collard greens.
Right, I asked her, I was like, so when did you move to Ohio? She's like, what do you mean? I said, because you country as hell. She said,
Yeah,
No, I'm in
Yeah,
Cleveland.
that's hysterical. Well, that's funny. I lived in Cleveland until 7 months ago. I lived in Chagrin Falls, and then I
really.
moved back to Pennsylvania. So,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm in Cincinnati, but I last year so I just got back home in February of this year. So last year I was in Virginia. So that's probably where and that's where I
oh
met him. That's where I met Keone from, like Virginia. So it's probably a little bit of the accent coming from there.
It's my
Like
yeah,
I
that
truly
happens
think
to
I'm
me
a
too.
Virginian.
That happens to me too. Whenever I'm around an accent, I get it. I can't help
Oh
myself.
yeah.
Wait, Stacy, do you find I'm from Miami, but every time I talk to a person with an accent, I find their accent slowly trying to creep out into my explanations. And I feel like it's so insulting, but it just happens so naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an
Yeah.
actual thing. Like there's a
That's
there's a
nice.
name for it. I don't know what the name is, but there's an actual name for it. My father has it too, where like he can't help himself. If a British person walks in front of him, all of a sudden he starts acting like
You
he's
start
British.
talking like yes.
You
No,
know
I
that
do that too a lot.
somebody like another, whatever, and he just morphs into that. So it's actually a thing, and not everybody has it, but the people who
Well,
do have it,
it's
it's not.
interesting. I saw this thing the other day about the Southern American accent and the Jamaican accent and Scottish people. So the Southern accent in America is a slowed down British accent. If you slow down a British accent, it is the Southern accent. So like if you go, "Oh, hello, how are you?" and then you say it, "Oh, hello, how are you?" and you pull the R's more, and then Jamaicans. I always wondered why, to me, when I try to do a Jamaican accent, it comes out Scottish. Jamaican accent is because Scottish people, took over Jamaica for a long time. And so they ended up being part of the accent. So Jamaican and Scottish are actually related. Isn't that wild?
Oh my
I
god, I
don't
had
know.
no
They
idea that.
sound so drastically different to my ear.
Yeah, well, think like, "Hey man, how you doing? You want to go down the beach?" And then you get a Scottish guy is like, "Hey Martha, let's go down the beach."
Okay. You
I'm
know,
just impressed that you can do that on the fly, all four accents in like 5 minutes. That's
so
impressive.
here's two things. This also happened September. We are about to end in 6 minutes, and now people are flying into the episode.
Really? I'm like
Um,
a reading
it's funny
guidance.
that you say Scottish. Have any of you ever seen the movie 300?
Oh yeah,
Oh, years ago, yeah, the Spartans,
Was
wasn't
I
it?
think
watching it
about it
with
every day.
my I was watching it with my Scottish friend, and his father is has the hard accent. I can't do it right,
Get
and
to my belly.
so we're watching the movie, and it's the part where the guy playing Leonidas, I forget his name, um, he says it's left a terrible crack in my knee, and his accent comes out a little bit, and so
Mhm.
my friend's dad rises up and he goes, "Hey, the guy playing Leonidas, is he Scottish?" We're like, yeah. He goes, well, no wonder they held the pass for 3 days.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? That has nothing to do with the sport.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. So basically, he's saying that's why the Spartans were tough because they're Scottish, because the actor was Scottish. And it's like, no, that's not how that works.
And somehow they tend to be tough even wearing a skirt. I don't know how they do it.
It's called a kilt. Thank you. Let's be respectful.
Well, I wonder if they wear underwear. I don't think so.
No, well, I don't know. I'm not the expert on
We'll
under.
find out. Tune
He
in
has a
next month when we find out if Scottish men wear underwear under their kilts.
yeah. We'll find out if they love it.